Bookstores are so necessary as we're sort of all struggling to find and build community during the pandemic. I think we can continue to be a way for people to come around and get together around books and ideas and share their own thoughts, especially now with such political divides, to find ways to connect together outside of religion or politics, and to talk about ideas and ways to find empathy for each other.
Greta, do you like books?
Yes.
What do you like about books?
They're so fun and kind of very other books. So, would you like to read this for me?
Of course.
Please? Right now?
Okay.
Okay. What is this?
Before the pandemic, we were running 300 plus events a year, whether it was in our bookstore or offsite. Obviously, COVID has changed all of that. Everything now has changed virtually, so we do all of our events virtually now, which has been really great.
Can I sit on that? That's my chair to sit on. No, I'll do it.
Oh, you can do it all by yourself? Greta, where are we?
At the bookstore.
Part of the particular challenge of being a small business owner is also being a mother to 2 young children.
And this is my bookstore, and I work. Is this the bookstore where Mommy works on her computer?
So balancing our time at the store and our time at home has been extremely challenging.
Can I work on the bookstore with my computer? With your computer? Can I borrow it so I can do some book? Right now?
What's your favorite book, Greta?
I have to work at this property.
Greta is always hard at work at the bookstore. Greta, before the pandemic, used to come into the bookstore all the time when there were lots of people, and now when she comes to visit, she says, "Where are all the people?"
But why no people are at this bookstore?
Because she's trying to figure out what's happening and understanding the pandemic. Yeah, it's been really challenging, but also really fun to be able to experience all these kinds of new books that are coming out right now, and introduce them to her in a way that it feels different. In an ode to Greta, we have Joy by Yasmin Ismail and illustrated by Jenny Desmond. It is a story of a feisty young kitten who gets into trouble and needs her mama and dada to save her. This is my favorite picture book of the season. It is called The Tree and Me by Karina Lukin, and it is a beautifully illustrated story about how each of us holds a tree within us. 5 Wounds just came out. This is by Kirsten Valdez-Quaid. This is one of my favorites so far this year. It is the story of 5 generations in the Padilla family in New Mexico. It is kind of like a tragic comedy and has lots of humor and lots of heart. One of my favorite books that has come out this year is called Zori by Laird Hunt. It is for fans of Marilyn Robinson or Elizabeth Strout. It is a beautifully lyrical story of a woman growing up and her life in rural Indiana. Part of who we are as a bookstore is our public typewriter. Our logo is the image of a typewriter that was given to my husband by his grandfather. And when we opened the store, we put out a typewriter that anyone could leave messages on. And boy, did they write so many messages. We have thousands that we've collected over the years. And they have been so much inspiration and joy and way for us to connect with the community. A couple years ago, we put together a book called Notes from a Public Typewriter, which we continue to sell and recommend, which is some of our favorite notes on loss and love and everything in between. It feels especially nice right now to see a way to connect. We also have a virtual public typewriter on our website. You can find more information, literatibookstore.com and publictypewriter.com. I think it's really important to read so that we can learn to understand each other better, become more empathetic human beings, and also a way to understand ourselves, where we fit within our world and our society, and how we interact with that world. Fiction is such a wonderful way to step into someone else's perspective, and I feel like nonfiction too also creates ways for us to open up our worlds and to see different aspects of the world that we didn't see before. For me, a big thing has been, especially during the pandemic with a 2.5-year-old and 1-year-old at home, is to reading children's books and helping them see the world through picture books, since we can't experience it in a way that we normally would. It's a way for them to see other people, other cultures, to understand different ways that the world works, different parts of nature that we can't do right now.
I love books.